would like to welcome on stage our speaker for today, Sandrine. She's a game artist, and she's going to tell you all about her career.
Thank you for being here. So this morning I'm going to talk about art in games, the creation of visuals for video games, and I'm going to show you some processes that are behind that. And also I'm going to show you, different approaches and different situations, different types of art. So first I'm just going to quickly introduce myself. So I am a graphic designer, a teacher, and a game artist. Right now I work at Design in Lausanne, where I do graphic design and illustration also. I teach at Sandrine in Lausanne also. I teach 3 classes. I teach a digital painting class, a Photoshop class, and also I coach the students on their projects for the master track. So I give them feedback mainly on the visual aspect of the project and also a bit of the technical aspects. And on the side, I also create visuals as a freelance for games. I'm going to show you examples of my work. And just quickly, in terms of education, I first went to MACOM in Lausanne, and then I went to Los Angeles to specialize in concept art for the video game industry. And then I also have a bachelor's degree in illustration, which I did online actually from the university in Scotland. And on the side, I think from when I was probably 8 or 9, I've always been taking drawing classes and painting classes, maybe on the Saturday mornings. Sometimes I've been practicing. And that's pretty much it in terms of education and then work experience. I worked at different studios in graphic design in Lausanne. I have the teaching part at Sandrine. And also in terms of video game, I have worked at Sunnyside Games in Lausanne, also doing mainly textures. We're going to show you a bit more of what it is. For Enshawars, which is an Oculus Rift game. So yeah, I did mainly textures and also a bit of concepts. And I am part of a team who create a video game which is called Colorful Darkness. It's a point-and-click game, 2D scrolling in a cyberpunk world and with hacking puzzles, realistic hacking puzzles. So I'm doing the art direction for this project, and mainly, at first I was doing mainly the environments. I had someone doing the characters, but then later on the artist got busy with work, so he's good for him, so I took over his part and I'm doing pretty much everything for this game. I also work for small indie games in the area, but I'm going to show you a bit more about that. So the idea is that this morning I show you different situations, different approaches for creating visuals. So the first one that I want to talk about is background illustrations. So this means that the player is not going to directly interact with these images. They're more in the back to give storytelling and to give an atmosphere, to make the game more appealing. So for instance, these illustrations, it's just 2 of them, but I'm still right now actually finishing the rest of them for this game called Asilemba in France. It's done by a team in Fribourg. And so the game itself doesn't have actually visuals really in the game when you play. It's very with a lot of graphics and graphic shapes and it's a strategic game. So the team wanted to add more emotion, I would say, in the menus, and also it's a way to give more background to the game itself in the menus. So, for instance, the 2 images On the left are just the raw images that I created, and then they implement that in the game. So this is the landing page of the game with the main menu, and this, for example, a loading screen where they display text on top of it. So I only work in Photoshop. The direction, the art style, the team wanted the game to be all in black and white. So that was a thing, and then it's about conquering planets. So that's why we always have planets, and in other examples like this one, so it's a good opportunity to show you how I work. So this is also a background image. So here you can have the UI displayed. Here also a map that is generated by the team, the developers. And this shows one civilization. So I usually start by just sketching an idea. And so for instance here it's interesting because at first I started with something that was much smaller in terms of scale. And after discussing with the team, we realized that it was going to be really more interesting to make something bigger and more impressive in terms of size. So I zoomed out and its characters are really small. I marked the architecture, and then I hope you can see well enough. But for this type of illustration, since it's architectural, I wanted to make sure that I constructed my file well and clean, in a clean way, so that it was going to be easier for me to then make changes if I needed to. So basically, I put just the basic shapes without light and without shadows. It's also in Photoshop, just with some vector shapes, so that things are pretty clean. And then, since when that was done, then I added the lights and the shadows, which actually make the image pop out more and more interesting. For that. This was done for during a game jam. So when you make a game during the weekend, and I helped out with the environment. We had a pixel art game style, so I did a couple of some backgrounds like that. Just so again, the image is going to be displayed in the back, and then the player is going to interact with the things in front of it. So it's there to give a bit of some storytelling. So the platforms here are going to be added, and then the characters play the little creatures in the game. So another aspect of creating visuals for game is actually creating things that you're gonna export differently, so that the developers are going to be able to use that to implement it in the game. It's assets that the players are going to be interacting with, like for instance characters. This is just a page to give you a general idea of the game that I was telling you about before, Colorful Darkness, which is the game where I do the art direction and pretty much all the art. So it's very. We went in a direction that was pretty. We have a lot of flat colors and graphic shapes. And the process for the characters. So the first image is not my work. It was when we were first working with this artist, Daniele Santandrea, from Italy, and he designed a few characters in terms of like sketches, and he established a bit the first input in terms of characters. And so then I took his sketch and then moved on to the final render of the character, and defining more the visual style a bit clearer. And so behind that, this is the, for instance, a Photoshop file, but behind it, actually everything is constructed in a way that's going to be exported with something like that. So then the animator can take these assets and build again a puppet if you want, and he's going to animate the different body parts to create the animations that we need for the game. So I'm using an example. This is just a little screenshot of the skeleton in the software. We use time, and so yeah, you can see that each rig like that is like if it was a bone, and then he or she will do the animation, and the result in the game, for instance, would be something like that. Yes, for the questions, are we doing now or at the end? Okay. So here is a bit of a more complex process. So it's taking an image, a concept art, and then moving on to the final result. For instance, with the 3D model and adding textures on it. So if you're not familiar with the term concept art, it's basically you want to establish the general mood and atmosphere of a game. So it can be very general, but it can also be very specific. Like you can focus on, an object, a box, a creature, a weapon, the character. It can be anything in a game that is going to be anything that is visual in a game. But the idea is to be really designed. That's the main idea behind it. And making textures is when you have a 3D blank object which is going to be gray, you're going to paint on top of it to add colors, the design, the lights and the shadows. It's going to make it come to life. So at first you, for instance, start with a concept art like that, where you establish a general mood and you give as much information as you can of how the plants are going to grow, how it's connected to the ground, how the plants look like, the creatures. From that stage, then I wanted to focus on the plants environment, so just on that, I started with the illustration of the silhouettes at the bottom. Something you can make sure that the silhouettes are always really interesting, just by themselves without having much details in it. Yeah, then when you have that is interesting, usually adding more details into it, so that this is you're gonna keep the interest. And so here I decided to pick this one, which was my favorite. And so this is a personal project, I haven't mentioned. But I wanted to take it further and do the textures. So since I'm not a 3D modeler, I was helped by a friend who did the modeling of the plant. And then from that you can export UVs. So it's basically all the polygons just flattened on the flat surface. So like if you unfold an object. And from that, you can open it in Photoshop and you're going to paint on each polygon. And then when you import it again in the game, in the 3D software, it's going to run again onto the object. So just a few leaf research and then a bit of the process that I have. At first, I'll start with something really loose like that. Just also to understand what is where in the 3D object. It's not always easy to see like this part, where is it exactly in a model. So sometimes at first we will start with just putting little sketches, just strokes of really bright colors, using 10 different colors so that I know what is where. I want to just move on to this so that you can actually see it a bit better in 3D. It's just something that is strange in my computer. I don't have this, so I don't know why. But here you can see, it's actually fun to be able to turn around your object. As a 2D artist, that was something pretty interesting for me to be able to see your object in kind of real. It's a bit more real than just a 2D image. And let's say, like here is just the model without textures, and you usually all the lights and the shadows are already painted in the texture. It's not added afterwards. So the little highlights here, for instance, are painted. The shadows also here. I also wanted to show you different stuff, but for Enshawaz, the video game that I worked on, when I was at Sunnyside Games, I did a lot of spaceships and also environments like rocks and ice, sand, and anything that is going to be tied and repeated. And so what is interesting is that you can trick the eye actually in a pretty interesting way. So for instance, if you look at this part here, it's just one polygon, it's flat, and by adding lights and shadows, you can trick a little bit the eye and make people think that it's actually built differently. So I thought that was really interesting and really cool to do. You also get to really turn around your objects, like a little bit like if you were doing also graphic design, also packaging, things like that I like. So it's cool to be able to design everything. The lights also here, they are directly painted on the texture. So yeah, if I just show you the model, it looks like that. So you're able to give a lot of information and a lot of extra things. Another model would be this one. And same thing, if you look at this part here with the light, it's also just one flat. It looks like it was built like if there was a hole. And in terms of realism, they wanted something not. It's a bit cartoony, but they wanted more realism still. So there's a bit of texture. And that's from photos that you can add in Photoshop and give a bit more realism to the object. Alright, I think this is pretty much everything that I wanted to show you. There was this Photoshop file, but I forgot that I was not in my computer. So yeah, that's it for my presentation. Thank you. I don't know if you have any questions.
I found it very interesting in the morning when you corrected me because you explained that you're a game artist and game designer is something very different.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that, and if there is a game designer and a game artist, how do you interact?
Yeah, so the game designer is, I know there's design in the world, but it's not visual. It's more how you're gonna construct the game, how you're gonna think about all the gameplay. It's pretty general, but it's not actually making art. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's basically the difference. And then in the art section, you have a lot of different aspects and different people that are gonna come in and do their specific work. So for instance, on the last project I showed you concept art and then textures, but usually it's two different people who do that. It depends. If you work in a small company, you may do more things, but usually it's pretty separated. and just content, UI also, which is the user interface, if you need icons or things like that. So yeah, so it's actually different from a game designer and a game designer.
Yeah. For example, for the spaceships, I didn't realize that the 3D design is so much separate from the 2D. So would someone else put together the skeleton of the spaceship and then you do the art on each sort of fold?
So you mean so from the 3D object, and if someone would, because basically when you have a 3D object, you see all the polygons, and then you can export these polygons already flat. So that's done. It's pretty automatic. Sometimes you have to make some adjustments, but then you don't need another person in between. And this is gonna be flat, like I showed you with the hand, and I paint on top of that, and then when you import it, it's gonna automatically wrap around the object.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You painted with what is that? What program?
Photoshop.
Photoshop. Okay.
Yeah.
And another question, actually, what you're saying there's different polygons for an object like a plant, but all these polygons, because they're separated, right? Is it the same file? Or it's
yes.
files?
No, it's actually the same. It's the same file. It looks actually everything is. Taking an example. Everything is connected for the plant also. Yeah. I'm just wondering. I think the flowers. I forgot if they are just. You don't see the. I'm actually not really sure because I'm not a 3D modeler, but it should be just one piece.
Okay.
Yeah. But then this part was the most, I guess, difficult to make because you still have connection between those two polygons, but on the Photoshop file they are not right next to each other.
Okay.
So you have to make sure that you don't see the connection.
Do you think you could apply your knowledge in other industries? I mean, not only gaming?
In the just drawing, yes, because there are many. Often it could be many things. Yeah, drawing. But I guess product designers are also going to be drawing. And I'm making a project for. Also architecture, I guess you can also use that. 3D is used for many different industries. And also within just games, there are so many different things, also educational, like we call them serious games, or yeah.
Is there a certain type of game that is your favorite, or like a style of game that is your favorite?
Yeah, personally, I prefer RPGs and adventure games as well. I don't know if this is so role-playing games. I like discovering, I guess, where a world is created and I interact with it. I think I like that the most. Yeah, that's probably like the most. Yeah.
What are the uses of the games? Education?
So for these, no, I haven't worked on games for education. It's mainly, I guess, fun.
And marketing also?
No, I haven't really worked on the marketing side of it. So yeah, it's basically just like. Even Enshawar also. Enshawar is a game with the glasses and VR. So yeah, it's for fun. If we have actually, I could just show you something more if we have. I could show you just this. Version file I was thinking.
I guess
while you're setting up, do you also, where do you find inspiration for like the worlds you're creating or painting? Do you come up with that kind of?
So I think, well, everything that you see, the visual culture, but it can be in the everyday life. If you pay attention to things, and you're gonna start to build up your library of visuals, I think. Then playing into other games, also you always see something when you're watching a movie. Yeah, and then sometimes you don't really think about it, but you remember something that you've seen, or and then when I work, I also use I look at references and I search things, and I try to making a mood board and defining where I want to go, what I want to communicate as an idea. So can be anything, and also reading is also very inspiration. Yeah. And let's see if this works. So I just opened this file. I thought it was interesting to show you the process. I don't have here the 3D object, but this is like a big monument of obelisk. And so, at first I started by painting something really loose, like that. And as I was saying before, you gotta first understand which part is where. So I did this sketch. And what was also cool in this game production is that we didn't have a concept art before doing the 3D models. We did everything at the same time. So I got to design the elements. I had the shape, but then everything that was inside, I could do pretty much anything that I wanted. So that was a lot of freedom and really cool to do. So yeah, since I had this version, I moved on to something clean with more details. And how the way it's constructed.
It goes on.
And you don't have to really name them, because I struggle.
Yeah, the thing is that sometimes I say that with my students, I don't understand. So they search for the layers here, but usually if you hold the command or if you check this box, then you just click on what you see, and it's going to select the layer that you want. So sometimes you see I still name some stuff, but really not a lot. Yeah, so it's hard. But you can definitely find your layer just in Googling, so I pretty much do that. Do you have any more questions?
When you go from 2D to 3D, do you start with your concept 2D and then you build a polygon texture on top of it, or how does it work?
So when I was working for this game at Inside Games, we were in a rush. So we didn't have much time to do all the work that we had to do. So the 3D modelers, I didn't do that, but they just started building things just like that.
Directly to 3D?
Yeah, like pretty much directly in 3D. And then I received the UVs, and then I was doing my part. So we skipped a few steps that usually you have. Yeah.
And normally, how would you do it?
You first start with a concept, so a sketch, and then you design an object, and then that's actually the real pipeline, and then the 3D model is going to take your drawing to make it in 3D. So that's why you have to, you usually have to give as much information as you can, and make sure it's readable, also it's realistic, and yeah, so when it's possible.
But would the other person do it automatically, or would they be based on your concept? So they create a new model in 3D?
What do you mean
So for example, I make it to the concept.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want this to be in 3D.
Yeah.
Should I use the new software and then start from scratch based on the information I have here,
Yeah.
or can it be automated?
No, you have to start from scratch.
Okay.
Yeah, usually just the image is just to give you the visual reference, but then you start from scratch. And then for the textures, yes, depending on the concept, you may maybe copy and paste some stuff on the texture,
Yeah.
but yes, usually it's done all over again.
When can we buy Colorful Magma?
When or where?
Yeah, when? Oh, where? If it's already out?
When is it's gonna take a few more months, but we were thinking is by the end of the year, one chapter, like chapter 0, and then next year I think the following chapter. Yeah, and where it's gonna be for PCs, only not on consoles. So I guess Steam and things like that. Yeah.
I'll look out for it.
Great. Thanks.
All right, then please join me thanking Sandrine.